Bam, we're live. Welcome to day 11. All right, let me share my screen, get this party started. Mm, All right, one more thing, get a couple things set up. Give me a second here. We got a good one today. Look, everybody goes through ups and downs, right, when you're in this business. And we all have our moments, right? Sometimes things are easy, sometimes things are hard. And a lot of guys don't even know that they're burnt out. That's the struggle. All right. All right. All right. It's good to see you guys on here. Thank you. Let's get started. So, we got highs and lows, meltdowns, burnout. That's what we're talking about, right? And look, this industry will grind you. I don't care what anyone says. You'll It'll spit you up, chew you out. You can never finish everything in any one day. No matter how hard you work. When I got started in the beginning, I would try to do way too much every day and I wouldn't pace the jobs. And it led to a lot of headaches and problems, health issues, and just overall not enjoying the process of remodeling. So I would tell you to recognize that you can only do so much in any given day. There's always going to be more work than you can ever get to. And once you get a gauge, you put in your, let's say, 6 to 8 hours on, and then that's your gauge for what you're doing on site. You put in your couple hours behind the scenes when you're still wearing all the hats, and I would try to cap it at like 10 hours and then try to have a little bit of a life afterwards. You do that 5 days a week and you'll get there. All right. So let's break this down. Appreciate all of you here on TikTok. Again, I do have, if you go over to the YouTube live, you'll be able to see my screen, but otherwise, appreciate you guys being here. So why all this matters, right? Like the amount of remodelers that burn out is astronomically high. There's a reason that 50% of remodelers will fail within the first 3 years, 70 some percent or 94% fail in 10. This industry will just burn you up, chew you out. It's brutal, right? It's physically demanding work. It's mentally demanding. You have to know a lot of things. You have to be sharp. You have to factor in all kinds of variables. You're managing all these moving pieces. And to me, it's amazing that so many remodelers will discount the price when the homeowner says, because the homeowner, to them, it's like, well, you just turn a wrench, like you just run a gun, or a saw. No, I do a lot more than that. There's a lot of calculations that have to be made. I mean, if you're a top-notch framer and the math that you have to understand to do your roofs, your bird's mouth cuts, I mean, and get everything to line up, especially when you're in remodeling and you need this addition to tie into that, and your soffit and fascia all have to line up because you're pulling that line. It's no joke. Okay. And the homeowner wants to minimize it to nothing. The homeowner's scared to get up on a ladder. And here you are making all these complex rafter cuts. I mean, come on now. You should be getting paid way more money. So I can only say it to you guys as a whole to say you need to charge more and stand by it and whatever. Eventually it'll happen, right? So if you're feeling like you're constantly just one job away from being like the collapse, like if the pressure's here and you feel the tightness in your chest, right? You're not alone. Okay. Most remodelers live this life. They just won't talk about it. There's a lot of, it's like an emotional hurricane that's going on all the time inside, right? You're driving down the road and you're scared to death that like you're one accident away. Imagine you get into a bad accident, you break your leg, you break your femur, your collarbone, you can't work for a month. Most guys don't even have 3 weeks of savings in the bank. So what are you going to do? Right? A lot of you guys are self-employed. You don't have insurance. Like shit hits the fan. It gets real. It sucks. So you have to start planning profit in these jobs. And it's a roller coaster like this. I mean, literally today you could have just landed a $50,000 remodel. And then like tomorrow, all of it could fall apart, right? The homeowners wants to cancel now. you just found out you're getting sued from another homeowner, the job that your guys were on, somebody fell and got hurt. I mean, at any given moment, you're just like one thing away from the shit hitting the fan. So it takes a while to build up that fortitude to get to a point where you're like, okay, I can manage all this, right? And what happens is the key to your success is growing. And in the beginning, when you're growing problems. And for a lot of guys, that gets overwhelming. So that's when they shut it down, they fire everybody, and they go back to being small. That's not the lesson to take away from this. The lesson to take away is, okay, I'm trying to grow my business. I don't quite understand how to manage a growing business. That's the lesson. What is it that I have to learn about hiring people, selling more projects, learning to be detached and running around, managing them, not being on site all the time? When you stack those business skills, you get up over the hump, right? Once you get past $750,000 a year as a typical remodeler, you get into a million plus, you can start to breathe. You got some guys working out under you now, and life gets a lot better. But if you're stuck in that like $750,000 a year place, it's awful. It will just chew you up. You have to do anything you can to get past that, right? It's a sprint at that point. The rest of the business is a marathon. But in the beginning, to get up over the million hump and get a couple crews that you can depend on, that's a sprint. You got to do that as fast as possible. All right. So remodeling, the business owner, it is a roller coaster. Okay. And in the beginning, you've got no safety net, right? You're just rolling the dice, hoping it's going to work out. And you're very thankful that you're just, you're incident free for a while, and you just keep on moving. And burnout's not like a badge of honor. But when you start to find yourself burn out, that's letting you know you've got like a system failure. You don't have the proper systems in the business. It's like your vehicle warning light going off. So understand it's normal. Like, you go through it. I went through a really long phase where I was completely, like, to the point where I had a panic attack, right? Because I had so many guys working, so many jobs, so many problems. I was overwhelmed. And but it happens for a reason, because then you finally get to your breaking point and you go, fuck, I got to learn to be a better business owner. I don't understand how to run a proper business. So who can I talk to? Where can I go? What can I do so I can learn to run a proper business? And once you make that shift, it gets so much easier. And you'll look back and you'll be thankful that you reached that breaking point. The problem is some guys carry so much weight. Like, you just will do anything you can never to admit that you need help, and never to admit that you're just drowning, right? And some guys commit suicide. Some guys just go off the deep end, get into all kinds of drugs, alcohol, all kinds of addictions. That's not the solution. The solution is just to reach the point and say, okay, I could use some help here. I got to go get some training. I got to figure out a better way to do the business. I got to hire someone to help me. When you get to that point, man, it takes off. So anyway, that's what I would share with you. Like, that's the truth in remodeling. It's the truth about growing this business. It is your success as a remodeling business owner is only going to be allowed based off of your success as a person to break through your own personal limits. If anybody works out, you understand that, like, there's a certain weight you get to, you can't lift it, and you keep failing and you keep failing. And then you have to do all these other little things to train yourself so that you can finally lift the weight. Your remodeling business is the same way. You try hiring people, that fails. You hired a bunch of jackasses. I get it. It was hard. You couldn't pay a lot. And the only people you could find were derelicts. And you bring them on board, they create all kinds of problems. And now you're like pulling your hair out. You don't understand marketing, so you're getting crappy clients. You're selling terrible jobs for no profit. Becomes a nightmare. All of that's your cue to say, okay, so I know how to swing my hammer. I know how to build things on site. Now I have to learn one thing at a time. How do I hire a good lead carpenter? How do I find him? I got to take him from another company. That's what I have to do. I have to go find an excellent lead carpenter and bring him onto my team. Then we have to find an excellent helper and bring him to my team. Then I have to find a best salesperson and bring him over to my team. Then you build and grow your team, and then life gets a lot easier. So also understand that a lot of guys burn out, at least for me. It's because I was undercharging. I'm working hard, working more, And yet I'm continuing to shoot myself in the foot because I get desperate and scared. So I underbid the job to get it. And then you're just setting yourself up for that vicious cycle again. And you can never catch your breath. That's why you're always treading water. At some point, you need a break. Either it's that one homeowner that finally hires you and gives you the extra money and tells you that you're worth it when you didn't believe in yourself, or you just have you ever gotten to a point where it's like a job you didn't want? So you finally said, fuck it. And you put a high price tag and then you got hired and you're like, oh my God, this works. What? I could sell it for more. I'm finally going to make a profit. Imagine if you just started doing that on every job. That's why I suggest a lot of you guys sell no. Go out on the job with the goal of being told, no, I'm too expensive. That's your goal. If you don't hear that in the first half hour, you're not doing a good job. The homeowner should say, that's the most expensive bid I've ever gotten for this. You're the most expensive by far. Good. Perfect. Now we should talk turkey. Like, let's get down to real tax now. So tell me again, what is it about your project? What's most important to you? Just get the expensive price out. Be way overpriced on purpose. Then you guys can sit there and have a real conversation. Because when you land that job, you're going to feel some relief because you'll finally be able to put some money in the bank, right? And now you can afford to start putting the systems in place that you're going to need. Your future self is going to thank you if you start selling jobs today that are way overpriced. Remember, your energy gets drained because your systems suck. If you wake up every day and you have a good process, right? Like, life is good. Most of you have a good routine at your house. I'm sure the way you get up in the morning, where you have your clothes and how you get your food together, right? It all works. It's not like it's all disorganized. You know, you get up, your clothes are here, you take your shower, whatever, you work out or you don't, you grab your food, you pack your lunch, you run out the door, the truck's by the house, you know, boom, you know where the keys are. Well, running a profitable business should be the same way. This is how much I charge. This is my overhead. This is my markup, my margin. I put all that in and then I present the price. And this is my sales process. And these are how I train my guys to do a good job, right? And I train them to think and answer their own questions and only call me to get clarification, you know, and just, but not, I'm not the answer guy. If my guys are calling me, they're supposed to bring 3 answers and they're telling me which one they pretty much are going to go with. And I'm just there to help reason it through with them. So also, I found for me, I was secretly afraid to slow down when I was struggling because cash flow was so fragile. And sometimes you have to just take a break and you have to say, you're almost better off going fishing for the day and thinking about how can I run this business better going forward. It's like the guy that cuts down trees but never takes a minute to sharpen his axe. He's just working harder and harder. He has to take more swings and he's getting less done. That's how it is for most guys in remodeling. You have to take a day and say, fuck it. I need to sharpen the axe today because tomorrow I want to chop that tree down quicker so I can make more money. All right. And the highs and the lows, just remember that the game long term is a marathon. So you want to learn to just manage them a little bit better and try to eliminate being super high and super low. That's the stuff that'll crush you. All right. So when a client calls and there's an issue, it's not the end of the world. Listen to them. Let them know that you're going to take it serious. It's important to you to get the issue resolved, right? Have good communication and just trust that you're going to figure it out. You've gotten this far in life. You're going to be able to work through any issue that comes up. So hopefully you can let some of that anxiety and worry go away. If a guy fails to show up, shit happens. Homeowners understand this. Any person that's lived more than like 20 years, they get it. People are unreliable at times. Shit happens. People get into accidents. People get sick. Maybe your worker's child is sick. You know, stuff happens. But when you communicate, everyone's understandable. So let some of that pressure go and just recognize, you know what? Maybe we're going to be one day behind. And that's okay because you bid it properly and you planned for it when you estimate. If you're bidding everything so narrow that your margins are shit, well, no wonder you're on edge, right? Because you have no extra room to breathe. Don't do that to yourself. All right. So how can you use AI to help do all this? You want to pick like whether it's Chat, GPT, Claude, Grok, and the prompt that you're going to put in is you're going to say, hey, AI, be a guide for me, like a coach, a therapist, whatever term you want to use. Help me understand how I can eliminate some of the anxiety and the stress and the burnout that I'm feeling in my job. Say, I have a lot of unknowns. There's a lot of variables. There's a lot of things that I'm not sure about. And that's normal. And AI will help you understand that that is fucking normal. All right. Nobody has it all figured out. I have no idea what's going to happen 5 minutes from now. Right. I have my idea. I have my plan. Plane could crash outside this door right now. We have an airport nearby us and planes. I mean, who the fuck knows what's going to happen? I can't spend all my time worrying about it. I make my plan. I move forward. You have to do the same, and you let AI know that, hey, this is the way I'm currently planning my jobs. This is the way I currently manage my employees. Help me understand, where are my holes? What are the things that maybe I'm not understanding? This is my personality style, right? Help me understand how my personality style helps me, and also how does my personality style hinder me? So, and help it put in there your profit margin. Say, look, I estimated this job for this many hours. This is how much I pay my crew per day. We're going to be here 20 days. And this is how much the materials are. This is how much I'm charging the customer. What are my chances of being a successful remodeler? Ask AI. It's going to tell you, right? You can say, based off of the National Association of Home Builders and Remodelers and Journal of Light Construction, Fine Home Building, all the experts out there, what should my profit margin be on this job? Don't put it out in a Facebook group. They don't know. You got 100,000 people on Facebook, right? In some of these contractor groups. What percentage of them are successful? 3%. That's it. So you're asking the 97% of people that don't even know what they're doing whether this is what you should charge. Do you see? You're like starting off on the wrong foot already. Bullshit. Go to somebody who understands. Find somebody who's actually successful. Talk to them. Get into a group of successful remodelers, guys that are winning, guys that are doing well. That's who you talk to. And you say, hey, help me out. And then you can say, shit, this is harder than I thought. And yeah, we're all going to say exactly. It's way fucking harder. It's like 10 times harder than you ever imagined, right? Because a lot of us, when we worked for our other boss and we were the one on the job site all day long doing the work and we never saw them, you don't know what they're doing behind the scenes. And you're like, this is fucking easy. I know everything about running the business. I could charge half what he's charging to make money. And you can do that for like a week. Okay. But then after that, not so much. You got to learn how to run your business. All right. So, what are some other things we have to understand? Put in your job start dates and end dates and what the project is, right? How many hours you expect to be working. Explain how many hours you've allowed for like miscellaneous, how many hours you've allowed for project management. Let's say you have 4 draws with the homeowner. Have you allowed for 4 progress meetings with that homeowner where you say, hey, Mr. and Miss Smith, the next draw is going to be due on Friday. So Thursday, I want to do a walkthrough so I can show you all the things that we've accomplished. And so that way you can be ready to hand us the check or make the payment, right? Are you allowing like that hour or so to do that? Or is your lead carpenter or project manager doing that? That's how you make sure that homeowners are paying you on time and you stick to your schedule. Also, you can use AI to pinpoint like, hey, where are the problems? Am I stretched too thin? Do I have like some red flags? What are they? Where am I losing margin? So for those of you that do job costing, like you can break out subs. This is what I bid. I thought the electric was going to cost this on this kitchen. The plumbing was supposed to cost this. These are what I'm getting back from my vent subs. And you'll start to recognize a pattern. All right. Also, you want to ask and do what's called like an energy or focus audit, right? Look, the game is won up here. Those of you that can get yourself straight and get focused and get mental clarity, you're going to win, right? Just like in sports, the most talented athlete does not win. Look at Tom Brady. He is by far the most athletic quarterback ever in the NFL, and he's the most winningest. Why? Because that guy understands how to get mental clarity. He understands how to study the game, study the players, his players, the opposing team's players, and understand how all the moving parts come together. Whereas you have other guys that are fucking amazing athletes and they can't win one Super Bowl because they don't think up here. They just act. They're just racing here, racing there, relying on their physical talent. And that just gets you to the game. That doesn't let you be the true champions. It's the same in business. Yes, your physical skills, you're a great carpenter. That got you to the game. Congratulations. You got a license. Awesome. You set up a business. Okay. So you're there. You're in the game. Now, do you want to win the game? Well, now you have to get the mental clarity. You got to learn to operate like a professional now. Different skill set. All right. So you want to ask AI to say, hey, ask me 10 questions. They're going to evaluate how I'm currently spending my time and how I'm making the decisions about how I spend my time. Right. So let me understand, am I actually running a business or is my business running me? And then ask it to give you 3 insights on how you can act moving forward. Right. And it will do this with you. Can have this total interaction. It's just like having a coach. It, all right. And it's going to help you identify the unproductive habits and it's going to show you where you're babysitting. Like some of you guys are babysitting your guys and you may like that. But it's not going to be productive long term. And I get it. Some of your guys need to be babysitted. So those are the ones you're going to be looking to replace in the next few months, like right away. Okay. We want to bring on adults that can self manage and get the job done. That's going to free you up. Yeah, that's going to require you paying more money. But the minute you do that, they're going to help you make more money. It's an investment into your business. Stop cheapening and making the process so much harder. Don't hire the kid down the street that's going nowhere in life just because he's available. Ask him if he has some friends that work in construction. Go get those guys, the ones who already are working, and bring them to your team. Don't take the guy that's not working. There's a reason. All right. Another mindset shift. Look, as a burned out remodeler, a lot of times you'll say, I just need to get this done. I'll rest later, right? Whereas somebody who's thinking from a profit first mindset goes, how can I structure this job so I don't burn out in the first place? Right? What should a balanced day be like? What should a balanced schedule be for someone in my situation? Put your numbers in there. I've been in business 3 years. My best year to date's been 600,000. I want to hit 1 million. What can I do to hit 1 million? And it'll let you know. You put in the average size job. So for some of you, it's just charging a little bit more and figuring out how to get the jobs done just a little bit faster, right? You do those 2 things and everything catapults. When you get the job done faster, it's like selling it for more because you make more money because you've put less hours into it. So sometimes you don't recognize like 3 trips to Home Depot a day, that's killing you. Right? You start planning these trips. The guys should only be going at the end of the day on the way home or on the way to the job, right? Maybe you start having the material companies deliver the materials instead of you sending 3 guys to the store. If you're the business owner and you're buying the supplies and the materials because you say to yourself, well, I know where all the good deals are. I can be in and out of Home Depot because I know it so well. You are confused about what it takes to run a successful business. If you're spending your time doing the $15 or $25 an hour job when you run the business, how is it ever going to grow? Who's doing the actual business development? That should be you. You shouldn't be getting the materials. If you have 3 crews running 3 jobs, you're not the guy that runs around and says, I'll get you the whatever you forgot. I'll get you the thing that you didn't plan for. No. Let the companies that you buy from bring that to you or send one of the helpers. All right, that's enough of that. Where are we at? Guys, we're just about done here. Sell with margin, understand profit, margin, and markup. Reach out to me. I have other videos on all of that if you're confused. And also get schedules. Start looking at daily tasks. If you're not meeting with your team in the morning and going over what the job's supposed to entail that day, what are you doing? Right? Like, think about this. If any of you played sports, being in the remodeling business every day is like a game or a practice. You should have a real quick huddle, and you as the coach should say, guys, here's what we're doing today. All right, so by noon, that demo should be done over there. By 2:30, we should have 2 walls framed up, right? And by 3:30, we should have this ready. And then we're shutting down. We'll come back tomorrow. Everybody should know what success looks like for the day. Yes, you do documents and or templates. 100%. The real dude. And you start simple, right? You should have a basic template for your lead carpenter, whoever your main guy is, whoever the best person that you've hired. You start giving them, and you start asking them, hey, I want you to come up with a checklist for tomorrow. What are the 5 things that we have to make sure that we get done so we keep this job on schedule? Start empowering your team, right? Build them up, make them become awesome. You want the best fucking guys working for you. And when you have guys, you want to help make them better. All right, so that's I meant to say, do you have as well? Yeah, so we have that stuff documented, the real dude. So understand this, like I put out as much as I can free content. You can go to my website, theremodelingacademy.com. You can watch any of my YouTube videos. If I haven't made a TikTok video on it, you just let me know and I will. And then if you need like the actual documents, all that's inside of our programs, right? So we have a Remodel Rebel program. It's for any remodeling contractor who's trying to get to 1 million plus. And we do that. We have meetings like that. They're virtual, right? Group coaching 2 times a month. But you have access to what's called the vault. I have a Remodeler's vault, all the documents, all the contracts, all the templates. You need it. It's there. No sense recreating it. You just use ours, put your logo on it. So yes, we have that kind of stuff. It's available. And you don't have to guess. You just tweak it a little bit for yourself. So awesome. Anything else? Okay, I'm in the beginning of a bid right now, and I have been using your text. Fucking fantastic, my man. Good. Hey, let me know how it goes. Seriously. Uh, Follow the channel if you're not already, and you can reach out if you have any questions about how to go through that bid process. If whatever, I'd be more than happy to help give you my 2 cents. Okay. If you want to like spitball a couple ideas before you present it and see what the possible objections might be coming, you name it. All right. Awesome. Congratulations. I hope you fucking kill it. When are you going to be presenting that estimate or that bid? Yeah, because you used the word bid. All right. Anyhow, so look, guys, again, very appreciative. Thank you for all being on here. If you need anything, all right, that's all right. Hey, it's one step at a time. He says I did today, but I did not charge for the site visit. No worries. You can get there, right? You explained to me a little bit more about this what niche you're doing in remodeling. And I mean, if you want to start getting paid for that. So here's the thing, and I'll explain this real quick. I was a few months into my business and I was running around and I figured out how to get leads. Okay. So I would pay for leads. I would go to these online lead services. I got a website set up and I would market and I had someone to answer my phone and we were getting a lot of leads. When you start getting your messaging dialed in, it works. And I was going around running on a bunch of appointments and I was focused on kitchens. And I didn't sell the first several kitchens. I was frustrated. I couldn't understand why. And I'm running around giving free estimates. I'm doing everything, meeting them at the vendors, showing them slabs of granite. I mean, all this ridiculousness is what I was doing. Because in my mind, I wanted to be helpful. And I was like, I'll go the extra mile. I'll do the thing the other guy's not doing. Bullshit. That's not the thing you should be doing. Working on your sales process. So I finally got to a point where I helped this one lady for over 6 weeks. And she goes, thanks so much for all your help, Mike. We've decided to hire another guy. I wanted to grab her around her neck and strangle her right then and there. I could not believe that just happened. That was the day I decided never again. I will charge for designs and moving forward. That's what we did. That night I had an appointment with a couple and I said, we would love to work for you. And this is how I would do it. We do what's called a prepaid planning design process. And it's going to be like 2,500 bucks. And then we'll help you plan out the kitchen exactly the way it's supposed to be, exactly everything you want, down to the knob, down to the pull-out drawer spice rack thing, or the waste basket thing, you name it. Oh, and where you're going to put your speakers, the kegerator. I mean, everything. We're going to design it all. And then if you'd like to hire us, awesome. We'll credit you back the 2,500 into the remodeling project. From that day on, we always got paid to estimate. So that's my story, right? That's why I'm a big believer in it. But Anyhow, yeah, exactly. This business will drive you crazy. Like I did a lot of stupid things, and you justify them. You tell yourself, "Oh yeah, this is good. I should do this. This works." Like meeting the homeowners at all these crazy places for when you have no design agreement. You don't meet anyone anywhere until they're paying for it, right? Once they sign the design agreement, I'll meet you. Yes, we'll go meet with the design. We'll meet at that slab place and take a look at the countertop that you want for your kitchen. But don't be doing it for free. All right, guys, I am at a half hour. So I really appreciate you all being here. We'll be back tomorrow. And if you need to see any of the replays, they're always available on the workshop section of the YouTube. And every one of them has a concept of how you can use AI to help run your business and be more effective. Look, you are living, all of you on here right now, you're living in the fucking best time ever to be in the remodeling business. I am telling you right now, hands down, it is easier to succeed today than it has ever been before. So if you're struggling, then it just means you got to learn a couple other skills. That's all. It doesn't mean you don't know what you're doing. It doesn't mean it's broken. No, you just have a couple skills that you haven't figured out. And once you get them, you will crush. So keep going. And the real dude, Cubed, awesome. Congratulations. Really excited. Want to hear. You have to make sure you reach out and let us know what happens with this project that you bid today. All right. You guys are the best. Have a good one. We'll see you tomorrow if you're back. And if you're not, catch it on the replay.